My name is Irmgard, and the maiden name was Guetter, so Irmgard Guetter. But when we came over to this country, I suppose it was a name they weren't familiar with, so they shortened it to Irma. Okay. But legally, I go by Irmgard. I-R-M-G-A-R-D, Irmgard. So anyway, that's why people call me Irma, but legally I have to go by Irmgard. She called me Irmgard all of my life, or Irmchen, which is like, you know, a little sweetie thing with your name. We lived in the refugee camp, and a Red Cross sponsored refugee camp outside of Munich. It was called Wiesau, and they brought these displaced people to different countries, and you could sign up for a country of your choice, and we chose America. My mother chose America. So Victor Hessler on this end offered to sponsor a family. We had nothing to do with where we were heading. He just happened to draw our name out of the hat, so to speak. He needed people to work the farm. So I was 8, my sister 10, my other brother 12, 14, and 17. So everyone was going to work. And that was how we paid back our trip. So we got no pay. They bought our groceries, and we lived there for a year and worked the beets, the corn, everything that needed done. And then we were finished with our part of the commitment. My mom and dad and their families for 4 generations lived in Bessarabia, Romania. It was a German settlement, so the schools, everything was done in German, and with the war starting in 1938, Hitler called back home all full-blooded German people to their homeland. They could choose to go to Germany, which was a foreign country to them as far as never having been there or having anybody that had been there, or stay, and the Russians took everything you had. They could shoot you picking your own grapes out of your vineyard. So all of my mom and dad's families chose to take the option to go back to the homeland. When they left their home, the women and children went into boxcars on a train, and the men took the wagons and horses, and they got down to an area where they were put on a train, and from there, that train took them to the ship, and they got on this big ship, and that was over the Black Sea, and that's how they got to Germany. And when they got to Germany, they were welcomed with banners and music, and everyone was, it's like they were just blown away because they were made very welcome and taken really good care of. They were put in this big school, and that's where they lived for the next 4 or 5 months until they got settled into their expertise of whatever they had done back home. So our families were farmers, so they were put on a farm.
What do you think your mom thought after she got here? Was life easy for her?
No, it wasn't. And it was, of course, very, I mean, we'd come home on the bus crying because everyone made fun of us, and she'd be crying because she was so homesick. But we found a German station on the radio, so on Sundays, our sponsor would take us into Trinity Lutheran Church, and we had a German pastor there. So we'd go to German services on Sunday. And then on the radio, they'd find a station that Mom could listen to a little bit of German. And, you know, she just never complained about anything. And she, talk about being proud of what you do. She washed dishes in a restaurant. It was her job. She was so proud of her job. She used to say, Irma, what do you want to learn to do? You want to learn dishes like me? It was so cute because, you know, we've lost that. We've lost that pride in workmanship. For them, no matter what she did it well, and she was proud of it. She earned her living the right way, right? There was prejudice, and you know, the one thing that stands out to me, I was in 4th grade. The teacher would make us leave the room while she handed out birthday treats to the children because we were DPs. The teacher did that. Yeah, and you don't have to speak the language to know what's going on. And at Christmas, the children would exchange presents. She'd give my sisters to me and mine to my sister, so we wouldn't have a surprise to take home. And you know, I can understand that because she probably had some very bad things happen within her family with the war. But are children responsible for that? No, never, never. But that's just the way it is. I mean, prejudices like that that comes with war, and it just does. I guess I got it from my mother. She was happy with nothing. You don't need anything to be happy. So everything you get is just a plus. But she struggled, yeah. She, like I say, she was a dishwasher in a restaurant. I went through 8th grade. I was working full-time by then. Of course, I went back and got my GED and went to college, and I did all that as an adult. But as a child, no. We worked on the beet fields and didn't get to play. And, my dad becoming an alcoholic made it very hard because the only money we had was my mom's income from washing dishes, which was not very much. So, you know, in Germany, at Christmas we would get an apple and an orange from the Red Cross and a chocolate Hershey bar. But we were in America. I mean, that's the land of milk and honey. I mean, that's the way we thought about it. All you need in this country is hard work and believe in yourself.